our first topic for the episode. I watched this Hulu original Palm Springs recently, the film. It's a Hulu original film, kind of like Big Time Adolescence that I reviewed on this channel before or this podcast before. It's a Hulu original. It stars Andy Samberg, Kristen Miloy. I think I fucked her name up. J.K. Simmons is also in it as like a co-star. He's like a little cameo, really. He's not in it that much, but it's mainly the two main actors. If you aren't familiar with Palm Springs, I mean, you've probably seen fucking ads for it on YouTube because it's fucking everywhere. Hulu's really bigging this film up, and as they should, because it's pretty fucking good. But if you're unfamiliar with it, it's about a guy named Niles, also a girl named Sarah. They're both attending this wedding in Palm Springs. Sarah is the maid of honor. Niles is just kind of there. He's just he was there as a date for one of the bridesmaids. So they're there, and then they get caught up in this like time loop, pretty much exactly like Groundhog Day. This is almost kind of like a soft remake of Groundhog Day. It's a similar concept, just reliving the same day over and over again, but it puts its own spin on it, its own original spin on it, which I thought was really cool. So they're basically just stuck there reliving the same day over and over again. So it's two characters reliving the same day over and over again, which I thought was really cool. So, like I said, Andy Samberg's in it. A girl named Kristen Miloy's in it. She's recognized. She is a recognizable actress. I think she started in I think Wolf of Wall Street as Leonardo DiCaprio's original wife. I think she was in an episode of Black Mirror, I believe. I recognize her. She's really good. Both Andy and her are really great, and then also J.K. Simmons is in it. It's directed by Max Barbaco. He does a really great job, and the writer Andy Sierra is also. It's a really well written film as well. But like I said, it's kind of like a modern remake of Groundhog Day. But I mean, it has similar themes to it as well. But it's like Groundhog Day, it's kind of a mashup between like a romantic comedy and also a drama aspect to it. I mean. And also, like Groundhog Day, this Palm Springs is a really fucking good film, so let's get into it, why it's so goddamn good, Mike. Just talk about why is it so good. You keep saying it's so good. Just tell me why it's so goddamn good. Well, let's do that. Well, both of the main actors, like I said, Andy and Christian, do a really great job as Niles and Sarah. They have incredible chemistry. I don't think this film really works without them having as good as chemistry as they do. I mean, they're both really funny together and also very dramatic together. The scene, like the parts where the comedic bits have to hit, they hit really hard, and the scenes where the dramatic bits have to hit really hard, they hit really hard. So yeah, I mean, Kristen's a really good dramatic actress. I've never really seen her in any comedy, so I think she does a really great job here. She's also really funny. So also the setting, Palm Springs, was really cool. I think it really added its own character to it. I thought it was really cool. I really liked, especially it's quiet. This film's quietly well filmed and well shot. Like you don't really notice it, but like when you do, you're like, oh man, that's actually a really awesome shot. This is a really beautiful film, as well as being all incredibly dramatic, really investing, and also hilarious at the same time. But yeah. Also, the story has this sort of like sci-fi, like crazy element to it with this whole time loop thing, which I thought was kind of cool. It was like it's with all the elements mixed with drama and comedy. Sci-fi is also kind of mixed in there. I love sci-fi, so I'm always a sucker with it. So, and it's also shit dealing with time, which I also really like. But I mean, it also kind of like the comedy aspects almost take like a back seat here a little bit more than Groundhog Day does, I feel like. I mean, Groundhog Day, it has dramatic elements to it, but not even really until the end. I think this one is a little more drama mixed into there. Like, it's a little bit more thematic in how, you need to, deal with your past, face it, and accept who you are. Just because you've done that shitty thing doesn't mean you're a terrible person. It's just like you did that one shitty thing, and you just need to not deny that it happened. You have to recognize it and then do your own accept yourself for who you are. And I thought that was really cool, and it was worked in really well with this story. I thought that was really awesome. Also, just J.K. Simmons in this film is just hilarious. He's so great. He also gives a great monologue at the very end. I mean, again, I kind of wish I had a little bit more of J.K. Simmons, but it is what it is. I just love J.K. Simmons as an actor. Ever since I saw Whiplash, I'm just like, this guy's fucking amazing. He's just so good. So, yeah. I mean, again, the film is not perfect. It's not like a perfect film. There's some things that were like kind of like, okay. I mean, one, I wanted more J.K. Simmons. But then the other thing was that the way they figured out the way to get out of this time loop, I thought was pretty fucking ridiculous. I mean, it doesn't really take too much away from the film. It just kind of took me out of it a little bit. I mean, I'm just a little bit of a spoiler. Sarah, basically, the way she kind of figures out how to get out of the time loop by basically just teaching herself quantum mechanics and modern physics in like a little fucking montage. And I thought it was just like, I mean, if you've ever taken a quantum mechanics or modern physics class, you know this shit's pretty fucking complicated, and you can't really learn it by just reading a textbook. I mean, she just like reads a couple textbooks and speaks to a couple people online, and then she just knows how to manipulate a time loop or like a wormhole or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, I don't think you can do that, because these people are studying this shit to understand it their entire lives, and you just read a couple books, spoke to a couple random people online in a short little montage, and now you just know everything about quantum mechanics. I don't know about that, but okay, whatever, you know, it's a movie. They had to get out of the time loop somehow, I guess, but, you know, hey, whatever, you know, it was still cool. I still really enjoyed it. It didn't really take away from the whole film for me, but, like, I just thought it was kind of ridiculous. I mean, again, I took quantum mechanics and modern physics. I actually have a physics minor, so I actually, you know, kind of know a little bit about quantum mechanics. So, yeah, I'm, like, really smart, guys. Like, I'm just, like, so smart. Not really. I'm actually incredibly stupid. I just know that, like, you can't really teach yourself that stuff, but it's pretty fucking complicated. But, anyway, the movie overall, though, does it have the movie magic? Like, does it got the Mikey's movie magic, though? I mean, weighing all the things, and really the only thing I can find bad about it was that one ridiculous element of how they got out of the time loop. Other than that, the film's fucking amazing, and yeah, it does have the movie magic. It's so hilarious. It hits the right emotional beats. You get emotional at the end, too. It's really great. I think it's a really good romantic comedy with it being a romantic dramedy at the same time. It's one of those. I really love those type of films. Honestly, I was thinking about it. I think this film actually might be my favorite film of the year so far. I mean, I might have even liked it more than King of Staten Island a little bit. And King of Staten Island was really great. There's been some pretty quiet, like really good quiet films. I mean, it hasn't been anything like earth-shattering, you know, but like a bunch of quality, really awesome films that I would love to revisit someday. And this definitely fits in that category. I think the list at the end of this year will be kind of interesting. I mean, again, I haven't been watching too many new releases because movie theaters are still out of business and they're not releasing any. So I don't know. So it's a little scary with that whole situation. I hope movie theaters still stick around after this whole corona shit. I'm a little afraid about that. But anyway, you know, it has one flaw with that. I mean, again, that might not even bother the regular moviegoer. It might not even bother you. You probably don't even give a fuck. It's like, oh, I don't give a shit about, you know, learning quantum mechanics in like a couple days. Whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it still doesn't take away from the overall film. It's really great. I highly recommend it. If you're a fan of Groundhog Day, definitely check this one out. If you're a fan of romantic comedies or romantic dramedies or whatever, definitely check this one out. If you're a fan of Andy Samberg, definitely check this one out. He's great. He's awesome. I love Andy Samberg. I think I was always a huge like Lonely Island fan when I was in high school and shit. So yeah, really good. Really solid film. Kind of surprised me too. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. It was really great. I really enjoyed it. Also has a little bit some surprises to it too at the end. But yeah, so Palm Springs, check it out. I highly recommend it.